Hey, good morning, everybody. So it is, what is today? Wednesday, and the load shedding Wi-Fi issues carry on, but we just move on. No Wi-Fi at the office, no power at home from 8 o'clock, so working kind of remotely in different spots. Not the point though. So, a couple of thoughts. This morning, I went jogging, just a small recovery run. So my idea is, because I'm getting into running, I'm doing a harder run on a Monday and a Friday, recovery on a Wednesday, weight training every afternoon. But it may be, and I'll try and link this up, you have to have a second thing in life. People often, and I see this too often at work, especially with what we do, is people often lose themselves in their work and they define themselves by their work. That if something goes wrong there, they're just a shitty person. People might just have fitness. They might just go to the gym every day and they define themselves by being a fitness person. And if something goes wrong there, they just feel shitty and they don't feel worthy and all that crap. So having a second thing. So this morning when I went jogging, it was a 3K recovery run, but I walked a little bit in between. I ran a bit. I had Jackson, my dog, with me. And if it was my main thing, if it was my only thing, if there was nothing else, I would judge myself hard. Come on, you lazy bitch, run harder. This is your thing. You need to be better at this. But I'm cool because yesterday I lifted weights and that was amazing. Today I'm going to work and I enjoy it. While I travel side, I've got a coaching side. So I've got all these different things that I don't have to define myself by just one thing. Too many people do one thing. And if that one thing doesn't produce what they wanted to produce, it's bad. Look for a second thing. Doesn't have to be a huge thing, but have something else. Diversity. It's an interesting thing. And linked to that, this is all conversations I've had with people over the last few days. It's just like bubbling here. And I heard a conversation or a podcast with some psychologist, and they spoke about lie detector tests, polygraphs. And the guy said, we got to polygraph these bad people because this, that, the other. And the doctor said, you know what? It's not always the best way, because psychopaths, if someone is a compulsive liar, psychopathic behavior, and they get to the point where they are actually lying to themselves that they believe it, that when they polygraph them, it doesn't show up, because the physiological, those little micro behavior patterns that shows when you lie, right? They're not showing up because this person has convinced himself of the lie or herself of the lie. That when they speak to someone else, they believe their lie and their body doesn't react deep down with those micro behavior patterns. Now, how often do we lie to ourselves and we start believing it? That's the thing. That's the thing. And that links to a book I was reading again, read it about 10 times now, The War of Art, where Stephen Pressfield, the author, speaks about resistance. Like, you convince yourself that I'm not going to run this morning because I'm really tired. Yeah, convince yourself of that. Yeah, no, I'm not going to start this project because it will fail. Yeah, lie to yourself and make yourself believe it before even trying. So this whole idea of having a second thing in your life and to believing that one thing isn't it. We lie to ourselves. We make ourselves believe the lies, and that's the resistance. The resistance is what stops us from being better. The resistance is what stops us from starting new things. It's amazing. I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning, and I woke up at about just before 4, and I'm like, must start writing. Went and I started writing for my newsletter this weekend, or on Friday, about toxic positivity, which leads to gaslighting. And it just happens, and then your brain starts going and going and going. And then later on I go for the run, and I've got Jackson, my dog, on a leash, but I take my brain off the leash when I run, so it can run around and do whatever. And the one thing that came up for me as well this morning with social media is, and that's why I'm taking a break from Instagram, is if you keep on consuming, but you don't do anything, what happens? What happens if you keep eating food, if you're consuming? You get obese, you get morbidly obese. You keep going, you will die. That's how it works, right? But we're happy to overconsume complete crap on social media all the time. And that's okay. But you're not doing anything with it. You can eat all the fucking chocolate cake that you want if you work hard enough, if you spend most of the rest of the day on the treadmill. It's okay, it's not a problem. But you can't just keep on consuming and not doing anything. So is it a theory, I think, or I believe, that you can become mentally obese? You just can't keep consuming this buffet that Zucks is feeding us on Instagram, and you just consume and consume and consume, but you're not doing anything with it. You're not doing it. You're going to get morbidly, mentally obese, and your brain will die. Yeah, a little bit dramatic, I get it. But to me, not consuming as much anymore, or way better, consuming selectively, that's where the win is. Because I can choose what I consume. Healthy, nutritious things for my head, not the crap that this morning I saw on Twitter. I'm looking through Twitter, I'm setting up my feed so it becomes my main thing. And there was, in one of the news things, they said this is a weird thing. There was a little monkey that was trained to kidnap a kid. So this monkey runs up, he grabs the kid and he runs off. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't, it's viral bullshit. It could be a monkey trying to steal someone's chips. Okay, but I don't want to consume that. I know that if I train and live a healthy lifestyle, I eat a good breakdown of protein, carbs, and fats, then I'm going to be healthy. And it makes me feel better and function better. Why is it different for the shit we put in our heads? Social media serves us crap, such crap. Toxic positivity, and I'm writing about this newsletter. Look online, it's frightening. So for me, consuming less crap and consuming more educational, inspirational, motivational, entertaining, not slapstick, but entertaining content makes me feel better, and then I can do more with my head, because it's not getting obese and slower and lethargic. I didn't actually think about that analogy before, but it works. Don't become mentally obese, it's bad. So much more, and it's fun to be functioning up here. God, I'm gonna stop. Okay, I'm gonna record a quick podcast, which I did last night, but then I had tech failure again. It's a great week for tech. And yeah, and then the day starts. I'm working in 2 different locations because of load shedding. I'm kind of jumping around based on where the power's going. And then, yeah, I just get stuck into some work. So clients later on, 1 coaching client today, just 1? Yes, just 1. But that's it. So question for the day. Are you aware and do you think about the nutrition that you get online? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to go. Have a good one. Bye.